understand that this is more for investors and, the different type of investment strategies. So, I would consider myself one of the very few, if any, truly investor-friendly attorneys out there. And what I mean by that, there are other real estate attorneys in our area that will work with investors. They'll get your deal done, essentially. But it's not really investor-friendly in my book. That's a typical residential transaction for you. And obviously, they'll give you advice along the way. And I've kind of taken it to the next level. Once I get into things, I would say I'm a little bit OCD about things. So I kind of take things to the next step. So when I first started working with investors, it was about a year ago now, I started doing research from beginning to end. What are the best methods for these people? It always seemed that it was one of those areas that had a lot of potential, but nobody really knew the right way to do it. There was no uniform way of doing it. And that's something I've been working on. When I say I'm investor friendly, I work with investors from beginning to end. Essentially, that's the best way to do it. For me to try to change your process in the middle is much more difficult than if we were to start from square one with setting up the correct type of business that you should be in and how to elect yourself as the correct tax entity in order to maximize your profits. And then even jumping into contract formation. I mean, that's the base of what investors work with. So you can't just pull a contract offline and, just have some Joe Schmo say, this looks good to me. This looks, like an investment contract. And it causes confusion for all parties. And I think a lot of the investors, the way you could probably speak to it is that you probably see with a lot of your investor friends that the transactions seem to get stalled at points. There's no clear direction. There's no accountability on people. That's step 2 in my book, is drafting a contract that can hold people responsible and ultimately keep the flow of the transaction going, because in what investors are doing, speed is everything. That could mean the difference. One day can mean the difference between the buyer backing out, listing the house with somebody, someone swooping in. There's a lot of factors there, from contract formation even through evictions. So after you buy, if you're holding them, I handle the eviction aspect of things, and even through dissolution of your entity. I mean, you're ready to sell your properties and you're ready to get out of the game. You've made enough money. I can even help out with that. So when I say investor friendly, I truly work from square one to finish and help alter your strategies along the way, because I do work with so many investors. It allows me to see what's working, what's not working, what's efficient, how to avoid certain scenarios. That's basically what we've been doing for the last year here. And it seemed to work out very well for everybody involved.
Beautiful. 100%, 100%. So I want to follow up on what you said, because I don't know if you remember a deal that we did in the past, 415 Lisbon. Not sure if you remember that one, but because we do so many deals, but it was a pre-foreclosure. And what happened was I first used another attorney. He asked for the mortgage payoff from the lender. They ignored him, and the attorney just gave up. Then I asked the deal to you. You asked for the payoff, didn't get it. Then just tell the viewers, what'd you do to get it done?
I can't remember that exact situation, but I would imagine by the look on your face, I did get it done. So like I said, I mean, it's all about staying hungry in this. There's a lot of attorneys that don't, and I don't mean to keep getting back to negative, because that's not it. It's just certain things are worth, people's times and other things aren't, and when I invest in something, it's I'm still hungry in what I do. So I'm young, I'm single, for all you ladies out there.
Yeah.
And I don't have a family, and this is what I do when I wake up in the morning. This is what I do weekends. I don't take vacations. This is it. I love what I do. And so when a problem presents itself, I make sure it gets taken care of, and I look at it like a challenge. I don't look at it like, well, this is going to eat up too much of my time, and I'm just going to move on to the next thing. Things got to happen, and I understand it. And again, I come back to time is everything with investors. So we got to get them done. So it can't just sit in a stack of problem files to come back to. It's got to get done right away. That's I'm assuming that's what happened.
Yeah. So what actually happened? You actually sent the mortgage lender a threatening letter saying, if you don't give me payoff, I'm gonna send a letter to your boss. And if they don't respond, I'm gonna send it to their boss. So they were like, whoa, this guy's a real deal. Here's the payoff. Got it done, got it closed. We made money, everyone's happy. So I just want to say, when people say all attorneys are the same, no, they are not. The right
Absolutely.
attorneys, like Rick, are going to save deals, which ultimately is going to make you money.
Absolutely. And sometimes you do got to lay down the hammer. So that's,
Yeah. And I think there's times when, like, you told me you were working overnights, anytime, even at nighttime, I think at 9 o'clock when I call you, you pick up the phone. So you are one of those hardworking attorneys that are constantly working. So all the
exactly. I was in the office till 3 a.m. last night, back in here at 8 a.m. You know,
there we
it's,
go. There
like
we
I said, this
go.
is what I do. So.